Listen, September 28th, I will be supporting 100 plus strong black men, and I would love for you to do the
I want to
same.
give a shout out to my friend Freddie, Silent Heroes on IG. He's having a big event in LA, 4720 Slauson, September 28th, 100 Black Men of Excellence. He's building the community through boxing.
Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. September 28th, don't forget, all my Errol Spence fans, wear your gear. Shawn Porter fans, wear your gear. Darrell, Benavidez, wear your gear. Come up and show out. September 28th, it's going to be a great day. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the corner of Slauson and La Brea. 4720 West Slauson Avenue in the Wiener Schnitzel parking lot. We got free everything. Free food, free fellowship, free haircuts. And it's just going to be a great day, man. So I look forward to seeing y'all. All right, let's jump right into this, man. I saw some of the Fight Camp 3, and I read some of the comments of the videos and stuff, and people were saying Kenny Porter was being a drill sergeant and was embarrassing Shawn on TV, and he wanted to be the center of attention. It was all about him. At the end of the day, they can go through all they want to do. They can go through the A, B, C, D, X, Y, whatever it takes to be. Shawn, hear me out. And that's how they exchange each other. That's how they exchange energy in camp. It's work. They got two belts out of it. Keep it going. You understand what I'm saying? Whether I agree with it or not, it worked for them. You know? And I'll say this. Shawn, in order for you to defeat Errol Spence, you need to throw the game plan out the window. If you don't have your cues going into this fight, if you don't have your commitment to walk on hot coals, if you don't have a commitment to dodge 14 knives being thrown at you, what's the point of the matter? Your cues, your discipline should have, for 30 years, I don't know how long you've been fighting, maybe 25 years, should already be in play. You should go into round one. After you get through round one, you should know how to offset Errol Spence. Are you willing to take the risk to do it? That's all it is. Are you willing to take the risk? You're going to take the risk of getting stopped too. But your pressure, people going to say the Porter pressure ain't enough to beat Errol Spence. It ain't enough. People say, no. Have you ever seen a Shawn Porter left hook stop somebody to the body? Have you seen a Shawn Porter right hook stop somebody to the body? Somebody going to raise their hand and say, Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman admitted. He said that punch didn't hurt him. He was just off balance a little bit. He had to regain his composure. And the reason why that might be true, because he said Luis Collazo, he said he don't know how the hell he stood up to Luis Collazo. So I'm comparing those two punches. So Shawn Porter doesn't have absolute power to the body. All right, he's going to have to land 30 of those punches to win the fight. All right, I'm talking about precise accuracy to win the fight. He's going to have to take them Errol Spence short uppercuts, Errol Spence short right hooks, if he wants to win the fight. Shawn Porter has to fight the fight of his career to win this fight. People just, the Porter pressure, that's not enough. All right, it's not enough. You got to be Wilt Chamberlain. You got to get 50 points, 25 rebounds, 11 assists, 9 blocks. You got to have a LeBron James stat line. You from Cleveland? You from Ohio? Right? LeBron James is coming to the fight, right? Martin Lawrence and all of them are coming to the fight, right? You better be able to fill in the gaps. If you feel Errol Spence jab ain't what it is, you attack from that side. If you think you can take his left hand, you attack from that side. If you think Errol Spence don't want to bend his knees in the pocket, you bend your knees and get lower than him and get leverage and do what you need to do to win the fight. You're gonna eat a jab on the way in, but are you willing to do it? I know what it's like to compete against the best player in the world at the time. I've done it. I wasn't better than him. And I can go on and on the countless NBA players I've played against in the summertime. You know what I mean? Or even in my adult leagues, athletes, players better than me. I had to push him to where he didn't want to be. You know, that's true. So if the nigga didn't like getting up off the ground, I fouled him hard. You know what I mean? If I knew he was short-tempered, I would push him in the backcourt. I would literally elbow him in the backcourt, piss him the fuck off to the point where he want to curse me out and tell me to come outside and fight me. I'm telling you how to win games. And that's the truth of the matter. So I'm just saying, the Porter pressure ain't enough to beat Errol Spence. Everyone talking about Shawn Porter's pressure he only lands 26% of his punches, y'all. It ain't gonna change from Ugas to Errol Spence. Whatever weaknesses, the only way he's gonna know how to win the fight is to fight. I don't care what Kenny Porter tells him. I don't know what Larry Wade tells him or Barry Hunter tells him. Only Shawn is going to know. Only Shawn is going to know. Because it's a 1% window. It's a crack. It's a crack. And you got to use that fucking, you got to bend that fucking hanger, right? You got to bend that fucking hanger because you see your keys, you drop them. You dropped them right in front of right in your chair. You dropped them. And you got to use that little crevice to get that nail, straighten it out, straighten that hanger out, and get your keys. That's what Shawn Porter's going to see. That's what Shawn Porter's going to see when he see Errol Spence. All right. I appreciate you. The best ever. I appreciate you. So that's what I'm telling you guys, man. It ain't the X's and O's. It ain't Kenny Porter bragging about I got 8 game plans and 9. That's bullshit. He ain't got no 8, 9, 10 game plans. How the fuck you going into a fight with 10 game plans? That's too much. You think, man, listen. If I know I'm shooting 70% from the elbow and I'm shooting 42% from 3, I'm getting to the elbow. And I'm getting up my pull-up jump shot. All right? That's it. People trying to overthink, and Kenny, I humbly believe they're trying to overthink and do too much. Because I remember something in this thing. I'll equate it to me personally, right? I'm only an expert on myself. So if you want to go to another channel, if you want examples about other great fighters, the people that didn't even know, telling you a story to give you an example. I'm going to use me for example. Basketball and football, right? I was a captain on my team. And I was the leader on every team I've been a part of, right? Whether I was announced the captain or not, right? Now, when they were in the Barry Hunter's gym, when they started hitting the mat, when Shawn was getting tired, but he was physically tired, obviously, but they saw he was mentally defeated, and they were trying to rally him. They were trying to rally him. I equate that to the dude. Remember when we were trying to end practice and the coach knew that our center couldn't make free throws and we're fucking clapping trying to get him to make free throws and the nigga miss and the nigga miss and the nigga miss and we gotta go up the full court and back in 10 seconds. He nigga miss and the nigga miss. You know what I'm saying? That's what I equate that to. And the longer that motherfucker sit on the free throw line, the smaller our center gets. And that's what was Shawn Porter in that moment. You understand? How is he going to respond when he loses 2 rounds in a row? He's going to lose 2 rounds in a row to Errol Spence. Guaranteed Saturday night. How is he going to respond? Is Kenny Porter going to yell at him and curse him out and be belligerent? Their corner might implode because they know that this fight is a decimal changer. If they lose, they're not $1 million fighter anymore. They don't have a fan base to generate $1 million. Errol Spence may do something we've never ever seen before Saturday night. Watch a corner implode before our very eyes. Watch a father and son disintegrate right before our very eyes. They know what they up against. Shawn Porter knows what he's up against Saturday night. It ain't no secret. And if you don't, you're lying to yourself and you're lying to Team Porter if you're attached to them or you're a fan in denial. Boxing moves on without Shawn Porter. I repeat, the business of boxing will move on without Shawn Porter. You don't believe me? Errol Spence was at the Cowboys game. You don't believe me? Errol Spence had a media day of champions. Shawn Porter had 3 media guys at his media day. The business of boxing will move on without Shawn Porter. If he wins, oh shit. He wins. Guess what? He's the king of the hill. He's the king of the hill. I have no doubt in my mind the business of boxing is going to put that rematch in play, though. Oh, y'all got to fight each other again. Especially if it's close, you know what I'm saying? So I said all that to say this. People talking about game plans, and it ain't about game plans anymore. Shawn Porter got to go out there in round 1 and he got to tell his corner what he saw. And then they just create the plan on how to attack what Errol Spence isn't willing to do. That's the only way. I've competed against the best basketball players in the world. I've trained the best basketball players in the world. And every time I've trained them, it turns into a one-on-one game because of my ego. Because I lie to myself and I say I'm better than them. I've trained NBA MVPs, NBA All-Stars, NBA Hall of Famers. I'm not better than them, but I'm training them and I'm like, okay, if I do this in one-on-one, maybe I can get away with it. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, I have firsthand experience at this. It may not be the same sport, but it's the same mindset. And I'm giving you guys a lot of game because that same application that you apply to sports is the same application to being a great employee and being a great business partner or business partner. You know what I mean? If your boss asks for water, you don't just take them water, you take them hot and cold water. You know what I mean? If your girl asks for M&Ms, you bring her plain and peanut M&M. If she tells you to go buy her a Coke from the store, you buy 2 of them. Only cost you an extra $1. That's filling in the gaps. All right, hopefully you guys learned a lot, man. Anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Y'all have a great day. I'm still getting people calling me in boxing about that Gary Russell interview. It was a great interview. You know, I'm grateful for it. I love y'all for listening to it, and you know, we got to get that Leo Santa Cruz Gary Russell fight. Boxing needs that fight. It's a great fight for boxing. All right, fuck the egos, fuck the pride. But at the end of the day, Shawn Porter, what are you willing to risk to win this fight? It sounds good. It sounds good, but when you know you got to get hit with a right hook to the body, oh, I've seen what a body punch does to Shawn Porter. Are you willing to go through that? You're gonna be bleeding, Shawn. You're not gonna be able to see, and your right eye is gonna be swollen, damn near shut. Let's see, your right eye. That's where your scar tissue is. Are you willing to go through that? We'll find out Saturday night. Ain't no game plan that can fix that. You know, you got to make adjustments on the fly. You can't go into, listen, there's an organic game plan, right? The ABCs of boxing, right? We all know that shit, right? But what do you do when a motherfucker ain't got really no flaws? Yeah, Errol Spence has flaws. He's not great at everything, but he's good at everything. He's sturdy. He's strong. Stern mindset. Believes in himself. Corner believes in him. He sees himself beyond. See, it's something special when you see yourself beyond your own greatness. I'm going to repeat. Write this shit down. It's something special when you can see yourself beyond your own greatness. That makes you godlike. That gives you a godlike mindset. People call it a godlike complex. No, that puts you in the clouds, motherfucker. You are uniquely gifted if you can see beyond your own greatness. That's something that Errol Spence has. He having fun. You see how he was trying to rile up Shawn Porter last night? This nigga out there having a good time. Shawn Porter. Anyway, we going to see Saturday night. Shawn Porter, what are you willing to risk to win this fight? Are you willing to risk getting knocked down 3 times to win this fight? or your right eye swollen, blood coming down, you can't see, body hurting from left and right hooks to the body, are you willing to go through that to get the belt? That's the question. It ain't no A through Z game plans. It's the adjustments that you have to make. It's the adjustment. It's the mental fortitude that you must have to win this fight. It ain't gonna be no double jab. The double jab may be obsolete Saturday night. Earl gonna take that double jab. Earl gonna take your jab away. He gonna come over the top of that hole. Trust me. Trust me. He gonna come. He gonna step in. Listen, Errol Spence gonna step in on your jab and hit you anywhere he can. And he responds at a 40% clip. You remember, Errol Spence catches all your punches. He don't parry them. He catches them. As soon as he catch it, pop, straight left hook. Straight left hook. That made no sense. Straight left hand. Left hook. Looping left hook. He's going to respond you. What are you going to do? We going to see. Remember, this is a one-stop shop for this fight. It's going to be fun. As I say, I got Earl. I don't know how I'm betting this fight, but I got Errol Spence winning big. Either he's stumbling to the finish line or he gets stopped. You know what I mean? That's how I have this fight. I'm just undecided if I'm betting. See, I got to place two bets because the odds are so big. So I need a secondary bet. Or if I can bet the knockout, I can get it at a much lower clip. So we'll see, man. Barbershop conversations. But I do have an advantage because of Shawn Porter's scar tissue. You know what I mean? His scar tissue might open up because Earl's jab is going to be real. So anyways, man, barbershop conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Talk to you soon. Peace.